What's going on, filmmakers? I'm Alexandru and today we're gonna take a look at the brand new Zhiyun Crane 3M. This gimbal looks absolutely amazing. It is one of the smallest gimbals I have ever put my hands on, and I'm so excited to test it out today and see if this gimbal is good or not. So let's begin. So here is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you what this gimbal comes with when you buy it. We're also gonna put my Sony A7siii with a 35mm on it and see how good it stabilizes the footage. This is a pretty common vlogging setup, or a setup that I would normally use on a gimbal. And then I'm gonna try to put my Sony A7S III with my vlogging lens, which is the 16-35, and we're gonna see if this is a good gimbal for vloggers. And then we're gonna also try to put my iPhone on it, because this gimbal is also suitable for smartphone shooting. And we're gonna see if it stabilizes my smartphone pretty good. Even though iPhones nowadays are extremely stable, I'm super curious to see how this gimbal handles it. So let's begin. First thing, I'm gonna start off with what comes in the box. So this gimbal comes with a really beautiful carry case, which is wide. In the box, I want to tell you that there is something missing from it. I don't have the microphone that comes with this gimbal because I was sent a pre-production model. But anyway, we have a strap, which is for the bag itself. We have a few plates right here. This one is for Sony A7S III. We also have a plate here that is working for different type of other accessories. So this plate, I'm gonna show you later. There is another part here that works with this one. We also have an adapter that works with the microphone that I don't have in the box. So this one adapts at the bottom of the gimbal. There is also some control points here that make the connection between the gimbal and this unit. And as I'm looking here, you also have some camera control unit and a 1.4 expansion. So pretty much this is the base plate of expanding your mini gimbal into something a little bit bigger. And pretty much this is it in this compartment. And we're gonna go here where I can find the part that goes for the smartphone. So this looks really nice. This is the plate that I was talking about. So this is the one that goes into that accessory that I showed you earlier. So this is the plate that goes inside here. So I'm guessing it goes like this. And then you can attach different cameras or different accessories on it. So really cool. And also this attaches here. So we're gonna mount that later. And what we have next are a bunch of cables that usually come with gimbals, and cables for USB Type-C, for charging, for camera control. So we also have these little things that work with the Gimbal Light. Yes, this gimbal has a mini light in front of it, and I think that's perfect for people who vlog in the night because it helps. So we have this magnetics filters that you can put in front of the gimbal. Let me show you. We have this small LED right here that is adjustable, so you can dim down the exposure, you can lift it up, and you can also change its white balance. So that's amazing. You don't really need these, but let's say if you want to have a little bit of fun, you can put the red one, and now you have a red light going on. So that's really cool. Let's say you want to have a blue light going on. So you put it there, and you can have a lot of fun with this gimbal. So this gimbal is built for fun. It's built for throwing it in your bag and have a lot of fun. You also have an LCD here that is really cool, and I'm gonna show you how nice it is, because here you can increase the intensity of the light, can dim it down. You can also change the white balance. So it's all super intuitive. And there is another cool thing about it, which I love. The sign of the Zhiyun M3 is lit up, which is really nice. This gimbal is all about looks. It's all about going somewhere with this gimbal and looking like a cool person. Like you've seen, there is a trend with wide lenses, there is a trend with wide camera bodies. Now there is a wide gimbal with a wide microphone, which I don't have, and all that. So the trend of filmmaking is going into a direction of being fashionable while filming. So that's pretty cool. Enough with the talking, let's go out and see how the performance of this gimbal is. God, guys, I gotta be honest, it was so cold outside. It's like -5 degrees and I didn't want to stay longer because my hands were freezing. But so far I think we got a pretty good test, and this little thing is pretty damn stable. Like, I was quite surprised. I was running full speed with the biker and all that, and the footage came out really good. So really stable gimbal. Motors are really strong for the size it has. I mean, talking about the size, let me show you a good comparison. This is the Ronin RS2 compared to the Zhiyun Crane 3M. Just look at the difference. Even with the camera on, this thing it's huge. It's like, when I look at these two, it's crazy how big of a difference is. And having to carry this on a trip on a mountain versus having to carry this on a trip on a mountain, I'll probably take this if the performance is good. If I want to film something very professional, obviously I'm going to take this. But if I'm going on a hike and I just want to have fun, I just want to enjoy hiking and take a few shots in the middle, I'll take this. So it all depends on what you want to do, but this little thing is pretty powerful. So what I want to do next is, obviously, I want to put my Sony A7S III on it, but I really want to see if I can put the 16-35 on this setup as well, because I use this camera, the Sony A7siii, quite a lot for vlogging. So let's see if I can balance the 16-35 on this thing, and if not, it's quite a bummer, but let's try it out. By the way, this gimbal has locking axis, so whenever you transport it, it's really easy to transport it with the locking axis, and they lock the axis really good. I mean, it's not wobbly or anything like that, so you can pretty much put this whole setup in your bag without worries or anything like that. So let's see if it works. I'm so curious. If it does, this could be really cool because this lens is much wider than the 35. But this becomes quite a big setup right now, so I don't know. Well, we are at the maximum backwards, and as you can see, it's not working. I mean, let's see if the motors can compensate to that. Let's calibrate it a little bit better, this axis. All right. All right, I don't think there's something we can do here to give it backwards. I think we're kind of pushing this gimbal to the max. But yeah, let's see if the motors can handle all the front weight that it has. I'm really curious. And I guess it does. Woo, that's crazy. Damn. Let's give it a little bit of auto calibration. So we can have a little bit of more strength to the power to the motors. And it died. But it's back up and it died. Oh shit. Let's power this on again and see if it handles it, but I'm really curious if it does or not. So, works. I mean, nah, doesn't work. So it's unusable with this lens. It's obviously way too heavy for it. If I try to push it up, it won't let me and it keeps on dying. So maybe with the Sony A7S3, it has more weight in the back, so we can calibrate this better and we can use it as a vlogging setup. So let's try it out. All right, so I managed to mount the plate on the Sony A7S3 and hopefully it's gonna work. Let's hope it does, because if it works, that would be amazing to have a vlogger setup that works with this really tiny gimbal. So let's put it on here. And first of all, I have to take this off. So the beauty of having this gimbal is that you can take this off really easy. And you can put the other one here. Nope. I don't think it works. This gimbal is way too small for the Sony A7S3 with the cage. So we're only stuck with Sony A7siii and smaller lenses. So therefore, it's not usable like this. So I have decided to take the cage off because I don't want to let myself down for not making this setup work. It doesn't work with this setup either, so I'm not gonna keep on trying because I already scratched this gimbal and I don't want to scratch this beauty. So we're going back to A7siii and we're gonna try to see if I can make a vlogging setup work. So let's try it out. So now that we are back on the Sony A7siii, I want to show you something that is very beneficial at this gimbal. So it's this small LED in front that I show you that is super helpful in dark situations. So I'm gonna power it off. And it's off, and I'm gonna record with my camera. We set up a small test where I show you how beneficial it is. So now I'm recording on this Sony A7siii on the gimbal, and we're gonna test out to see how good it stabilizes, but also I wanna show you a good example where you might need that front LED. So we are in a dark place in our studio, not metaphorically, of course. And now I'm gonna power on the small light to show you how beneficial it is. So now I have light on my face and you can see me even in a dark place. So I can go with this light all day and have a really good exposure on my face. Obviously this lens is a little bit tight for vlogging, but the setup is really stable. Like, it's cool, it's crazy. I really like this setup for vlogging because it doesn't put strength on your arm. You can vlog super easily without having worries that your hand might get tired or anything like that. And with this LED, I can pretty much vlog in any situation. So that's really cool. And now it's time to test out the iPhone on this gimbal. Obviously, I'm a little bit bummed because I really wanted to test my Sony A7S3 on this gimbal, but I'm pretty happy with the fact that I can put my Sony A7siii on it, and this camera is quite a little beast. So obviously I don't really want to use this gimbal for professional work. I want to use it for vlogging or whenever I go in vacation and I don't want to carry big things with me. So this is probably the camera that I'm going to take with me. So I'm pretty happy. But I use my iPhone quite in a lot of situations, so I really want to see how good it stabilizes the iPhone, even though the iPhone is already pretty stable. So let's mount the iPhone on it. Alright, so we're gonna go through the studio and see how good it stabilizes. So let's see. Here you can see all the mess we have in the studio. There is Chipri. And I'm gonna try to make like a cool behind the scenes. I'm gonna show you my lighting. And this is the lighting that we have right now. Looks pretty cool. I'm gonna show you the camera setup. Because we film on the Sony A7siii, we have to use a Panasonic. And the Sony A7S3 right there. There's Chipri panning towards me. Oh my god, this is so stable. This is crazy. Let's put the phone on 2x and see if it can handle. I think this gimbal was made for phones, to be honest, because it's so stable, like, it's crazy, it's like a robot. And I saw that it has a function where it says go, so we also have vortex mode. Let me show you. So with this one, we can have some fun. Woo. And it has a function called go. Oh. And the gimbal in this function is so fast, like you can make these shots that you see on television. Whoa. Oh, it's crazy. Chipri is feeling a little bit uncomfortable for me filming him so much. But this function go is crazy, like you can have fun with this camera, for example. I can have the camera here. It's like this high-speed robot. You make them whoop, 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 camera, camera, camera. This is like super crazy. I really like this one. And you can also put it on portrait mode, so you can film like this. So that's pretty cool. You can use this gimbal to film your reels or anything like that. So yeah, I think this gimbal works the best with the smartphone on, to be honest. And yeah, and you can also lock it. So we can lock it and we can have some fun. That's crazy, guys. I think like honestly, if I want to go jogging or if I want to go on a trip in the mountains, I would definitely ditch the camera and only take my iPhone and this, because it's so stable on a phone. It's crazy. Because the phone is already super stable, paired with the gimbal, you get a really mind-blowing stabilization. So that's crazy. I like it. So overall, guys, this video has been pretty long so far, and we had a lot of fun with this small little gimbal. I'm super curious about your feedback on it and if you like it or not. And if you guys have any questions about it, please let me know in the comments down below. I will make sure to answer every one of them. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you had a lot of fun with us testing out this gimbal. And until next time, make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram as well. So I'm out. Make sure to create some epic content and have fun. Cheers.